Every evening at exactly 6 o'clock, when the sun dipped low and painted the sky in shades of bruised purple and honey, Arun climbed the small hill behind his house. He didn't go there to play tag or to chase the stray goats. He went to the very top, where the grass was thin and the wind felt like a secret. At the summit stood a crooked neem tree, its branches reaching out like long, knobby fingers trying to catch the clouds. Arun didn't just see the tree, he felt it waiting for him. Arun sat beneath the neem tree and closed his eyes. He came to listen. The tree whispered, but not in the way people talk. It spoke in long, leafy sighs and sudden, sharp pauses, as if it were trying to remember a story it hadn't told in a century. Arun had discovered this secret years ago, on a day when the world felt too loud and he felt far too small. To Arun, the rustle of the leaves sounded like a voice humming a tune from a long time ago. "You're late," the tree murmured one evening. The sound was like dry bark rubbing against silk. Arun startled, brushing the dust from his knees. He looked up into the canopy, where the shadows were deepening. "I know," Arun whispered back. "Today was heavy. School felt long, and the chores felt longer, and my heart just felt weighed down." The tree didn't scoff. It had stood on that hill for 100 years, watching generations of people carry their heavy days past its roots. "What are you worried about today?" the tree asked, its leaves shivering even though there was no breeze. Arun hesitated, picking at a blade of grass. He looked out over the lights of the village beginning to twinkle below. "I'm worried about tomorrow," he admitted softly. "I'm worried about what happens next, and if I'll be ready for it. I want to know if it gets better." The tree went silent for a long moment, the only sound the distant chirp of a cricket. "Everyone worries about tomorrow," the neem tree chuckled, and the sound made the ground beneath Arun vibrate gently. "But you are the only one who truly listens to it. You have a heart that travels further than your feet." The tree paused, then added in a voice like a promise, "Would you like to borrow a piece of tomorrow? Just for a little while?" Aaron's eyes widened, and he sat up straight. "I can do that," he asked. "For one night only," the tree replied. The wind suddenly shifted, blowing cold and then strangely warm. The sky dimmed until the stars vanished, replaced by a swirling mist of silver and gray. Arun felt a tugging sensation in his chest, as if he were a kite being reeled in. He closed his eyes tight, and when he opened them, the hill was gone. He wasn't sitting in the dirt anymore. The air smelled of old paper, vanilla, and the sharp scent of ink. His clothes were different, too, a soft sweater instead of his school uniform. He was standing in a small, cozy room lined with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. A window was open, and the sound of distant laughter drifted in on a summer breeze. On a sturdy wooden desk sat a stack of books, and on the very top was a volume with a beautiful cover. Shaking fingers, the older Arun picked up the book. There, printed in bold, elegant letters, was his name. He leafed through the pages, seeing words he hadn't written yet, stories about whispering trees and heavy days and the courage to keep going. A slow, peaceful smile spread across his face. He realized that the tomorrow he had been so afraid of was full of the very things he loved most. It wasn't a place of fear, it was a place of creation. Suddenly, the room dissolved into mist, and Arun found himself back on the hill. The neem tree was waiting, its leaves hushed. The air was cool again, and the moon was high in the sky. "Well?" the tree asked, its voice a low rumble. Arun wiped his eyes, realizing he was crying, not because he was sad, but because he was relieved. "Tomorrow is kind," he said. "It isn't always easy, but it is kind." The tree nodded slowly. "Now go live today bravely." Years passed, and Arun grew into the man he had seen in the mist. He wrote many books, filling them with the wisdom he had learned on that hill. And sometimes, when children or tired adults opened his stories, they felt a strange, sudden comfort. It was as if someone had already gone ahead to check on tomorrow and come back just to whisper in their ear, "Don't worry. It is worth going on."